So we're going to walk through and go through all the plants. So in the corner right here by the drain, we have lamb's ear and a little bit of Shasta daisy. Moving in that little rosette will be clary sage, and he's going to send up a big flower spike. And of course I added a tomato or two. More lamb's ears. Here we have vinca mixed with spearmint. And we're going over to the oregano, which is currently blooming. Loveliness. Another tomato. More mint. This one is actually lemon mint instead of spearmint. And we have more vincas for filling in the ground cover. The big yellow iris. Some hostas. They only have the full sun hostas because it gets blasted hot over here. More vinca. The big arborvitae, who's fairly happy. Anyway, around over here, some more vinca or creeping myrtle. This is the fish mint, which has a crazy name, but it's also known as chameleon plant because of all that color. So there's that. And we have the creeping phlox, needs to be weeded. The lilac that needs to be trimmed. Another one of the evergreens. Out here at the entrance garden, we have yucca. This is our native yucca. This is blue fescue grass. Come around. The balls are the seed heads from the allium in the spring, so those are all pretty purple. We'll be trimming back all of that. Come around the garden. This tree has got to go. He's as infected and fungally as they get. But the weeping willows are doing good. Some other guys, another arborvitae. We have a crab apple. Another oh so very happy weeping willow. We're going to have to trim back some of these spires as we walk up the rainbow path. So these are all of our memorial stones for all the babies. And here I've got the sun sparkler sedum mixed with a little bit of the mother of time. There's a very young blue-eyed grass coming in. The lamb's ear is blooming. And the dichondra way up there is just getting going. So it'll spill over and fall in lovely ways. You can see the blue-eyed grass up here has already bloomed. So we yanked off a lot of the seed heads, and in doing so we got it to bloom again. It's just really dainty, kind of delicate. So there's that guy. We have our Sweet Bay magnolia. This mass is golden yellow in the spring, as it is forsythia. Some more blue-eyed grass. And I have bright red dianthus, known as Sweet William. I have those coming up. And trimmed back. In the center here in the spring is all anemone. A nice bright pop of color, backed up by this forsythia. Another arborvitae, more blue-eyed grass and dianthus. Then we have this baby, big weeper. This little mess, whoever decided to throw the hose on top of the hostas, is making it impossible for the sunflower seeds that are under there to come up. But that's because of the lawn guy. I don't do lawns. Rose of Sharon. Well, I do lawns in my neighborhood. I just don't have a trailer. Anyway, we've got canna coming up in here. The little dianthus, or not dianthus, dichondra. Sticking with the dies. Back in the back there, you've got a baby hollyhock for next season. More yucca, the big yellow iris, and then some Shastas. And there are little pots of annuals. Looks like somebody needs to water those. Despite all of the water that came down, not that much. The Liriope that needs division desperately. And back in here we have the tall yellow bearded iris on the left. And as we fill through, the next set of iris is actually purple. We've got the what we call railroad lilies. These are singles. The ones in the back are doubles. Some people call them ditch lilies. It's Hemerocallis galpa. This will be black-eyed Susans coming up and blooming. Very short, very short pink bearded iris. For some reason we have a volunteer squash right there. I'm gonna let that go because it feeds the staff. More Liriope, very happy hostas that need division. Some more yucca. Walk through here, and I have the Stella d'Oro lilies in between the Liriope with the iris right there. I've got some more little bachelor button selection as they die back. It's getting a little too hot out here for them. Anyway, we've got more hollyhocks. This side they're all pink. The other side I believe they're black. So when I say double daylilies, I mean truly crazy doubles. Very fancy. Very fancy, guys. Anywho, more of the yellow bearded iris. These marigolds actually grow to about 3 feet by 3 feet. They're huge when they get going. So they're just getting started. Coming around. The regular non-variegated Liriope. As it's getting ready to come up and bloom. And then the hardy geranium, which we just divided and still huge, along with big featherweed grass with the big pear trees behind it. I'm in love with this spruce tree now that it's all cleaned up. Went through and cleared out all the ickiness. Anyway, this is Angel's Paws Memorial Gardens. And it's just for chilling and, you know, healing. So it's a big difference from last year. And yet they're still getting going. This whole section over here by the parking lot was not there last year. So they tore down and built another crematorium because it's a hospice vet. So just getting all of that cleaned up and planted so it'll fill in, and as it fills in there'll be a whole lot less weeding, but I will be getting out here very soon to finish up weeding again.